Welcome to Africa Ascending, your weekly roundup of the continent's most important stories. I'm Mercy, here to guide you through the headlines that matter. This week, we're tracking major developments from the African Continental Free Trade Area's momentum to peace negotiations in Central Africa, and the economic strategies shaping the continent's future. We'll also spotlight critical resources, high-level financial talks, and the political shifts redefining Africa's journey. Let's start with Kwame, who's following a story of economic resilience as African nations turn global challenges into new opportunities. Kwame, over to you.
Thank you, Mercy. As global trade tensions rise, escalating into full-blown trade wars, and as new tariffs disrupt established export routes and supply chains, businesses and economies worldwide are feeling the strain. The old certainties of international commerce are being challenged. Africa, however, is forging its own path, a path of collaboration and self-reliance. The African Continental Free Trade Area, or AFCFTA, a landmark agreement designed to reshape the continent's economic landscape, is quickly moving from vision to reality, transforming policy into tangible benefits for its member states. It's offering a shield against global uncertainty, a buffer against the shocks of volatile international markets, and a promise of greater stability. With the US imposing tariffs on exports from countries like Lesotho and South Africa, impacting key sectors and threatening economic growth, African nations are accelerating regional integration, recognizing the power of unity in the face of external pressures. 24 countries are now actively trading under AFCFTA, exchanging goods and services under preferential terms, marking a major milestone in the journey towards a truly integrated African market. This isn't just about paperwork, it's about real-world impact. Trucks are crossing borders faster, reducing transit times and lowering costs for businesses, and small businesses are finding new regional markets, expanding their reach and increasing their profitability. The World Bank project's FCFTA could boost intra-African trade, unlocking the continent's vast economic potential by 80% by 2035, creating a powerful engine for economic growth and development. This will be creating millions of jobs and reducing reliance on external markets, fostering greater economic independence and resilience. Industries like textiles and Lesotho, benefiting from reduced tariffs and increased access to regional markets, and manufacturing in South Africa, are poised to capitalize on the opportunities presented by a larger, more integrated market. These sectors are already seeing new opportunities within Africa, driving industrial growth and creating new avenues for investment. The message is clear. Africa's greatest trading partner may be Africa itself, unlocking a new era of intercontinental commerce and collaboration. Challenges remain, like infrastructure development and regulatory alignment across diverse economies. But the political will is stronger than ever, fueled by a shared vision of a prosperous and interconnected Africa. Regional integration is now seen as essential, not optional, a critical pathway to achieving sustainable economic growth and development. The AFCFTA is transforming Africa from a patchwork of individual economies, often competing with each other, into a unified economic bloc, a single market with the potential to rival the world's largest economies. It's a bold answer to global uncertainty, a testament to the continent's resilience and determination, and a sign that Africa's economic destiny is in African hands, guided by its own priorities and aspirations. The journey is just beginning, with much work still to be done to fully realize the potential of the AFCFTA. But the momentum is undeniable, driven by a collective commitment to building a more prosperous and integrated Africa. Africa is building a resilient, self-sufficient market for the 21st century, a market that will drive growth, create opportunities, and improve the lives of millions of Africans. If you're enjoying this roundup, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update from Africa Ascending. Zinzi, can you update us on the conflict in Eastern DR Congo and what the future of Zimbabwe's economy is looking like?
Thanks, Kwame. DR Congo is a region long scarred by conflict, but hope is emerging. This week, the DRC government and M23 rebels signed a formal ceasefire in Doha, Qatar, a crucial first step toward ending years of violence. The agreement includes a complete cessation of hostilities, phased withdrawal of M23 fighters, and the release of political detainees. It also opens the door for deeper political dialogue and the safe return of displaced people. The conflict's roots are complex, involving land, resources, and political representation. Over 1 million people have been displaced since the M23 rebellion reignited in 2021, while past peace deals have faltered. This declaration is backed by international mediation and a clear framework for action. Implementation will be challenging. Disarmament, reintegration, and trust building are monumental tasks. Success depends on sustained commitment from all sides, including regional and international partners. For the people of Eastern Congo, this is a fragile but real beacon of hope. The world is watching, and the stakes for lasting peace have never been higher. For now, a path out of the darkness has been illuminated. The journey to peace begins with this step. Transitioning over to Zimbabwe, they are making a bold move, stepping confidently onto the world stage with a project that promises to reshape its economic landscape. This initiative signals a clear intent to harness its natural resources for sustainable growth and development. In the global green revolution, the demand for lithium, a critical component in electric vehicle batteries and renewable energy storage, is soaring, and Zimbabwe is strategically positioning itself to capitalize on this burgeoning market. The country will invest $270 million, a substantial financial commitment, in a new lithium processing plant, a state-of-the-art facility designed to transform raw materials into valuable exportable products at the historic Sandawana mine, a site with a rich mining history now poised for a new chapter of prosperity. Instead of exporting raw lithium, a practice that has historically limited economic gains, Zimbabwe aims to process it domestically, adding significant value and boosting its economic potential, capturing more value at each stage of the production process and creating thousands of jobs, providing much-needed employment opportunities for its citizens and fostering economic empowerment. This shift breaks the old pattern, moving away from traditional resource extraction models of exporting raw materials without fully realizing their economic potential and missing out on the most lucrative stages of production, a common pitfall for resource-rich nations. The plant will train a new generation, investing in human capital of engineers and technicians, equipping them with the skills necessary to drive innovation and maintain the facility's operations, fueling local industry and economic growth, creating a ripple effect throughout the economy. Zimbabwe wants to become a key player, solidifying its position in the global electric vehicle supply chain, a sector experiencing exponential growth, offering refined lithium to international partners, establishing itself as a reliable and competitive supplier. The government's push for value addition is a strategic imperative, is transforming the mining sector, modernizing operations in attracting further investment and positioning the country for the future, ensuring long-term economic stability and prosperity. Environmental standards and community benefits are paramount, will be critical to the project's success, ensuring responsible and sustainable development. The Sandawana mine's revival is a testament to the country's commitment as a lithium hub, attracting further investment and fostering innovation, is symbolic of Zimbabwe's economic pivot, a strategic shift towards a more diversified and resilient economy. This investment is more than a factory, it's a symbol of progress, it's a cornerstone of a new national vision, a brighter future for all Zimbabweans. Zimbabwe is determined to be a central participant, actively contributing in the green energy revolution, shaping a more sustainable future for generations to come. The world is watching with keen interest as the country takes this ambitious step, demonstrating its commitment to progress and innovation. The future of Zimbabwe's economy is looking brighter, may well be powered by lithium, driving growth and prosperity for years to come. Now we go to Kwame to talk about what was discussed at the Durban Summit in South Africa and the upcoming election in Cameroon.
Appreciate that, Senzi. Durban, South Africa, a vibrant coastal city known for its rich culture and strategic importance, hosted the world's top finance ministers and central bank governors this week. The gathering served as a crucial platform for discussing pressing global economic challenges and opportunities. Africa used the G20 platform to push for climate finance, emphasizing the continent's vulnerability to climate change and the urgent need for financial assistance to mitigate its impacts. Discussions also centered around debt relief and infrastructure investment, recognizing that robust infrastructure is essential for sustainable development and economic growth across the continent. African leaders demanded that climate funding be accessible, streamlined, and not add to debt burdens, highlighting the importance of grants and concessional loans over debt-creating instruments. Sovereign debt was a major topic, with many African nations grappling with unsustainable debt levels, with calls for faster, fairer restructuring mechanisms to alleviate the debt burden and create fiscal space for essential investments. This fiscal space is crucial to free up resources for health, education, and sustainable economic growth initiatives. Infrastructure is key to unlocking AFCFTA's potential, facilitating trade and boosting economic integration across the continent. Recognizing this, leaders showcased transformative infrastructure projects needing global investments, aiming to attract funding for critical developments. Strengthening domestic institutions and central bank independence is vital for macroeconomic stability and investor confidence. Therefore, it was also high on the agenda, with discussions focusing on governance reforms and capacity buildings. African nations emphasized the need for better tax systems to enhance domestic resource mobilization. This is essential to fund public services like healthcare and education and reduce reliance on external borrowing, promoting self-sufficiency. The summit was about partnership, not just aid. It was about fostering mutually beneficial relationships. Africa presented innovative solutions and sought mutual benefit, emphasizing its potential as a key player in the global economy. The presence of the G20 in Africa for such a pivotal meeting signaled a shift from dependency to collaboration, marking a new era of engagement. The outcomes will be measured in future policy changes and their impact on the lives of ordinary Africans. But Africa's unified voice was clear, strong, and resolute, demanding its rightful place on the global stage. Economic stability and growth in Africa are not just beneficial for the continent, but are vital to the global economy, contributing to overall prosperity and stability. The Durban Summit set a powerful agenda, charting a course for inclusive and sustainable development. It laid the groundwork for the continent's future, paving the way for greater economic empowerment and social progress. Africa is asserting its role as a key global partner, ready to contribute to a more equitable and prosperous world. Let us now go to Central Africa, where Zinzi will cover an upcoming election.
Thanks, Kwame. This is a very much anticipated election with many concerns. President Paul Biya, aged 92, has been nominated to run again in Cameroon's 2025 election. His 4-decade rule has sparked fierce debate about the country's future and the state of its democracy. Supporters praise his stability. Critics say his long tenure has led to stagnation and blocked new leadership. Many young Cameroonians have never known another leader, fueling calls for change. Past elections have faced allegations of irregularities, raising concerns about fairness. The situation highlights a broader African challenge, balancing continuity with democratic renewal. Cameroon's stability is crucial for Central Africa, especially amid ongoing regional conflicts. The international community is watching closely, urging transparency and inclusivity. As the election approaches, the nation faces a pivotal choice about its direction and leadership. Cameroon stands at a crossroads, and its decision will shape its future for years to come. From east to west, Africa is rising. Like and subscribe for more stories shaping the continent's future. To close out the week, Kwame will tell us about what is happening in Nigeria.
Thank you, Zinzi. Nigeria's inflation rate has dropped to 22.22%, the third consecutive monthly decline. Policymakers see this as a sign that efforts to cool the economy may be working. But for most Nigerians, the cost of essentials, especially food, remains painfully high. Recent reforms removing fuel subsidies and unifying exchange rates were necessary, but have triggered new inflationary pressures. Petrol prices tripled overnight, and the naira's value has dropped, making imports more expensive. The government faces a tough balancing act, fighting inflation while managing the fallout from reforms. The hope is that these changes will lead to long-term stability and growth. In the meantime, many Nigerians are struggling with a high cost of living and economic uncertainty. The government must communicate clearly and protect the most vulnerable during this transition. The June inflation figure offers hope, but the journey to stability is far from over. Nigerians are waiting to see if relief will reach their daily lives. The path ahead remains challenging. Mercy, back to you for the wrap-up.
Thanks, Kwame. And that's our roundup for this week on Africa Ascending. From trade breakthroughs to peace efforts and bold economic moves, Africa's story is one of resilience and ambition. For every challenge, there's a drive for solutions and progress. The continent's future is dynamic, and its journey affects us all. Stay informed, stay inspired, and join us next week as we continue to chart the continent's rise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'm Mercy, and this is Africa Ascending, where Africa tells its own story. Have a blessed week.